Welcome to Section 31, episode number 256. I'm Dan Hammond.
And I am Rogue Schindler.
This week, we're going to preview a tournament that we're going to have next week. We could talk briefly about the tribbles that we've done, but that was yesterday. Put together a bunch of promos. I've got physical tournament kits. This is a clock, and this is an exploding caretaker of some sort, a moral choice. So these are good to go. The article went up today about kits being available for requisition. So requisition kit. I know we did not finish nearly as much as we were hoping we would. We did not do the extra what do you call it? The Gamma Quadrant release kits. So as time goes on, we'll probably be putting those together, or in about 3 weeks, we have another big gathering where we're going to put together the rest of the cards. So if you do not get a kit requisitioned in time and they run out, look for them every once in a while again, and look again after, I think it's the 15th. So we played 2 rounds of tribbles, and my showing was 500,000 and 100,000. Neither of which was even half of what I needed to win. The first time we played, 500,000 was enough to be in 3rd place out of 4. So it was Matt got like 1 million, Charlie got 700,000 and 10. I got almost 600,000. Roe got 530,000, and there's an achievement for this.
I had 500,000. I didn't even. I was in last place.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is an achievement called Not So Low Ball for the, which is a sort of an inversion of the existing achievement, which is Low Ball. Win a tournament with 200,000 or less, and this one is finish in last place with 200,000 or more. So yay, I guess.
So in a round where everyone gets lots of points, you did the worst. Still got a lot of points.
Yeah, I guess it's sort of a, you did really well even though you lost. So go team.
Yeah, congrats to Matt for winning the first round. Second round, Brian joined us, and I'm gonna go. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I got second to last again, which means I got 4th this time. Brian took it with 325. It seemed to go. Well, I know we shorted ourselves on time a little bit, so that Brian could finish the game, but it still finished as time was being called. 325 doesn't sound like a lot, but that's probably just in reference to the first one.
Yeah, it's all relative. It all depends on the number of people you have and the decks that are at the table.
Right on. I will add, one of the things that we did finish yesterday was all of the Masters promos for the kit that's going out to Orlando. So Orlando? Florida, somewhere in Florida. So that should be coming out soon as well. I got word that the one arrived in Australia at the correct time, so excellent there. Good to see. And we really don't have much else to talk about today, do we?
No, we were expecting a transmission on the for further intelligence about a TUI, I believe, but that has not. We've not received that intel just yet, so we'll kind of sit on that. It's probably just as well. We could use that time to start making our decks for next week.
Next week we're back to 1st edition, right?
Yeah, that's correct, and it's our Gamma Quadrant release event. So, I kind of feel, I don't know about you, but I feel at least a little bit obligated to include something new. I don't want to be playing the same thing as everybody else, have everybody playing Gamma Quadrant, but it would be nice to try some new cards.
Usually what happens in that case, either we get the, was it the Con release, where everyone played Con except 1 or 2 people that are playing anti-Con, and it was horrible for the people playing the new cards. I think since then it's been kind of spread out a little bit. I think what we're going to see is a lot of the dilemmas being played with whatever deck you were already planning on playing.
Yeah, it's a little hard to anti-1E tech. Some of those other 2E things that we've had bad experiences with recently were more specific, with the relativity and the con, and those were things that you could really tech against. But the thing that always concerns me with one e-release event is duplicating missions. So if you're trying to do the new shtick, like Romulan Cardassian or Gamma Ferengi, then somebody else is too. You're going to have at least one game where trying to do a bunch of the same missions. It's always awkward.
Yes. Usually, it ends up with one person obviously solving, the key mission, and then the other person can't solve it, and that's kind of a downer.
Yeah.
But at least with dilemmas, maybe I don't know. Like, you usually get one or two people who are just gung ho and will want to throw together a Dominion deck, and I seem to recall a Dominion deck that I played maybe a year or two ago that was all Gamma Quadrant. Man, that was rough because those missions are just so spacious. The spans are so big.
Yeah.
I would like to rebuild it again. Try it again.
Yeah, it's tough. The Dominion skill set is not match up with the Dominion missions very well. So it's hopefully get them maybe a little Camarian. Is that the new guys?
Yeah.
A little support.
Yeah. It should be interesting. Anyway, yes, as Ken says in the chat, dupe missions are fun. Sure.
Yeah, I love doing all the work, clearing out the dilemmas, and then having you solve for all the points. That's a ton of laughs.
Someone in the chat asked if all the raffle prizes have gone out. Not to change subjects, but since you asked, my little label printer has decided to no longer function. So it reports as inoperable to Windows. So as soon as that comes back up again, we'll start printing and getting things out. I've got a lot of orders already in. I just printed another stack of packing slips, so these will go out soon. But I'm waiting for Dymo to respond, and I'm going to have to send it back. But if we have to, we'll use the old-fashioned way, using a lot of tape and scissors. But if you've ordered with us recently, you noticed that we've gone from the old style of me putting gobs of packing tape on top of a printed out thing that I've cut out to just a nice little label that you just peel off and put on, which is much easier. It makes things go faster. I very much want that to continue, but if we have to, we'll go back to the old way for at least the one that's going out to Daniel. Anyway, yeah. So Trevor, this weekend, new cards, raffle prizes, packing slips. Anything else?
I think that's about it. It's a light Intel week, but we should have some tournament reports next week, and hopefully we'll get that spoiler report that we were looking for. So next week we'll have a more bountiful harvest.
Speaking of harvest and random Star Trek connections, I was watching Rebels, Star Wars Rebels. Have you picked that up at all?
I have. I'm almost current. I think I haven't watched the most recent episode, but other than that, I'm up to date.
We watched. My daughter and I watched the first, I don't know, maybe 9 episodes or so. I think we have 3 left, not including the one that went up today. But there was this random senator guy who was broadcasting, and I'm thinking, man, that voice sounds familiar. And then we wanted on the next one. I forgot to look at the credits. Forgot to look at the credits again. He shows up more than once, and then finally in this last episode we watched, I saw it flash by, and it was Brent Spiner. Awesome.
Yep.
Anyway,
Nice.
there was one. Oh no, there was one other thing, but it was for the design board, so I won't talk about it now. Anyway, I think that's it.
All right, well, we'll wrap this up and give a shout out to Warp 11 because they're awesome, and I'll go build 20 decks for this week. If you're in town, come and join us. Otherwise, we'll report on a Monday. I am Sir Rogue.
And I'm Sir Dan.
And I'll remind you all to expand your power in the universe.
And I will draw to end.